Hola amigos y bienvenidos a una lección sobre objetos directos en español. For this very important topic, I have recruited an excellent teaching assistant, and her name is Lola. So I hope you will welcome Lola to the screen. She's not very appropriately dressed for the task, but I think you'll find her helpful as we go along. So bienvenida a Lola. Bien, objetos directos. The most important thing that comes to mind when we start talking about direct objects is, what are direct objects, and do we even know what they are in English? I probably didn't know what a direct object was before I started studying Spanish, so it's okay to be in that boat if you're not sure what one is. En inglés y en español, el objeto directo recibe la acción directa del verbo. It receives the direct action of the verb. So let's look at a couple of examples of how that plays out. What you end up asking yourself is, who or what is getting verbed? And the thing getting verbed is the direct object. So let's look at some sample sentences just in English. Alicia is writing a letter. Who or what is getting verbed in this sentence? In other words, who or what is getting written? It's a letter that's getting written, so that is the direct object. Dos, Mateo has a test tomorrow. Who or what is getting verbed? In other words, who or what is getting had? Well, the test is getting had, so it's the direct object. We are going to call Tia Estela today. Who or what is getting verbed or called? Well, that's Tia Estela, so that makes her the direct object. Are you listening to my favorite song? Who or what is getting the action of the verb? Who or what is getting listened to? The song. The song is the direct object, so it's what's getting listened to. It's what's getting verbed. Always go back to the question, who or what is getting verbed, in order to find the direct object in your sentence. Bien, ahora unos ejemplos en español. Let's take a look at this one. Antonio hace la reservación. Who or what is getting verbed? In other words, who or what is getting done? Who or what is getting haced, if you will? And that's la reservación. The reservation is what is being made in that sentence. Las chicas escriben un mensaje. Who or what is getting verbed? Who or what is getting written? The message. So the message is the objeto directo. Siempre leemos las revistas. Who or what is getting verbed? Who or what is getting read, or leer, if you want to? Well, the magazines, las revistas, are the objeto directo. Estamos mirando unos programas muy interesantes. Who or what is getting verbed or looked at? The programs. The programs are the direct object. They are getting verbed. And finally, veo a Felipe en la clase de historia. Who or what is getting verbed here? The thing getting verbed or seen is Felipe. You notice in the sentence that we have the word a in front of veo and Felipe, because Felipe is a person. He's a living being. And that's a grammatical phenomenon in Spanish that we call personal a personal. And that a just helps to clarify for us that Felipe is a living being. Felipe is the direct object in the sentence. Bien. So, having taken a look at that, let's dig a little deeper. A veces queremos decir un pronombre en vez del objeto directo. Sometimes we want to say a pronoun instead of the direct object. And these are the direct object pronouns in Spanish that we use to take the place of direct objects. And you'll need to memorize them. They are me, te, lo, and la, nos, os, los, and las. Are you seeing now where my teaching assistant came from? Lola, her name, Lola, helps you to remember the direct object pronouns. Me, te, Lola, nos, os, los, las. These are the words that will take the place of direct objects in a sentence. And in doing this, you can make your sentences shorter, and you can sound a lot smarter and more efficient when you speak the language. Bien, vamos a practicar. you place direct objects before the conjugated verb. So these little pronouns will go before the conjugated verb. Let's look at a few examples. Let's go back to Antonio hace la reservación. If we want to make that sentence shorter and say Antonio makes it instead of Antonio makes the reservación, all we have to do is decide what direct object pronoun would likely take the place of la reservación. Well, if you look back to your list, mete lo la, nos os, los las. La is the logical substitution for la reservación. Stick it before the verb and you get Antonio la hace. He makes it. And the it is referring to la reservación. Let's try another. Las chicas escriben un mensaje. The message is the thing that is getting verbed. We already decided that a while ago. So you ask yourself, what direct object pronoun out of me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las will logically take the place of un mensaje? We're looking for something singular and masculine, so the best choice is lo. You stick it before the conjugated verb and you get las chicas lo escriben. The girls write it. Siempre leemos las revistas. Can you make that sentence shorter? Think about the direct object pronoun that would logically replace las revistas. Then stick it before the verb. And you should come up with siempre las leemos. Let's try another. Estamos mirando unos programas muy interesantes. Be careful with this one. What direct object pronoun will logically take the place of unos programas? It would be los, and you put it before the conjugated verb. So you end up with los estamos mirando. We are watching them. Los means them in this case and replaces unos programas. Another good example, veo a Felipe en la clase de historia. We've already talked about the fact that Felipe is the direct object. Think back to your direct object pronouns, me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las, which would logically take the place of something singular and masculine like Felipe. Put it before the conjugated verb, and you end up with lo veo. Veo means I see, and lo means him. Lo veo. I see him. Bien. When we're dealing with direct object pronouns, we have a few options if infinitives or present participles are involved. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Los estudiantes van a terminar los exámenes. The students are going to finish the tests. In this particular sentence, we have an infinitive that happens to be there, terminar. And since there's an infinitive, you have two options where you can put the direct object pronoun that replaces los exámenes. You can do it exactly like I've taught you so far and say, los estudiantes los van a terminar. And that's placing the los right before the conjugated verb. However, since there's an infinitive involved, if you feel like it, if you want to, maybe if you want to show off, you can attach the los to that infinitive. Los estudiantes van a terminarlos. What you have to notice in the structure, though, is that you never stick the direct object pronoun in the middle of the verb. You either put it at the very beginning, los van a terminar, or at the very end, van a terminarlos. Here's another example where this happens because you're dealing with a present participle. Están terminando, that's the present participle if you recall, los exámenes. You have two choices. You can do it as los están terminando, which is just the classic way that I've taught you so far in this presentation. Or if you feel like being fancy, you can attach to the present participle and say, están terminándolos, which is actually really fun to say, and I like to do that. And then when you do that, you stick an accent mark on the terminando. Don't lose any sleep over that part at this point, but just make sure that you know that the direct object pronoun can always go before the conjugated verb, but it can be attached to an infinitive or a present participle if you like. Now look at a sentence like this. Terminan los exámenes. They're finishing the tests. There's no infinitive in that sentence. There's no present participle. So there are no options. There are no other choices. Just do what I taught you to do from the beginning. Los terminan. You only have extra options if you're dealing with infinitives or present participles. And remember, present participles end in ando or yendo. ¿Vale? Bien, bien, bien. So, amigos, vamos a ver. Let's see how we're coming along. I'm going to give you some sentences para hacer más breve. The goal is to make each sentence shorter. You're going to make it more brief by using direct object pronouns. Here are your sentences. It's a great time to pause the presentation. Give yourself a second to think about the direct object in each sentence, the direct object pronoun that would likely replace it, and then stick that direct object pronoun before the conjugated verb. Buena suerte. Here are your respuestas. Las confirman, la escucha, los lee, y la necesito hacer. If you need to go back and review things a little bit, feel free to. Remembering that the direct object pronouns are me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las, and we put them before a conjugated verb in the sentence. Now that you've done that so beautifully, hopefully, let's take it one step higher. Para contestar. This time you're going to answer the given questions. And as you answer the questions, you are going to make them more brief in your response. So for example, ¿terminan ustedes la tarea por la mañana? Do you all finish the homework in the morning? You'll say yes. We finish it in the morning. This avoids so much awkward repetition, allowing you to say fancy things like it when you deal with your Spanish. So pause the presentation again, keeping in mind the direct object pronouns, where you can put them in each sentence, and then check yourself on the next slide. Here we have sí, la terminamos, las puedo leer, los veo. And with the last one, since there was a present participle, aprendiendo, you have a choice. You could say la estoy aprendiendo o estoy aprendiéndola. Emocionante, ¿verdad? Muy bien, clase. Muchas gracias. Y aquí unos dibujos al final para ustedes. Veo la televisión. If you wanted to shorten that expression, I see the television, you would shorten it to la veo, for I see it. Y una idea más, mi cartera es como una cebolla. Cuando la abro, me hace llorar. Ay, qué triste. My wallet is like an onion. When I open it, that la before abro refers to the cartera. When I open it, cuando la abro, me hace llorar. It makes me cry. Qué triste. But students and people in academic life can certainly identify most of the time, ¿verdad? Bueno, clase, muchas gracias. Que tengan un buen día y hasta la próxima. Chao.